The Basic Conditions of Employment Act BCEA, 1997. The Basic Conditions of Employment Act BCEA was enacted in 1997 to provide a legal framework that sets out the minimum conditions of employment for employees in South Africa. It aims to promote fair treatment, prevent exploitation, and establish a balance between the rights of employees and the obligations of employers. The BCEA applies to all employees and employers in South Africa, with the exception of employees in the National Defence Force, National Intelligence Agency, and Secret Service. 2. Key objectives of the BCEA. Fair treatment of employees ensures that workers are not exploited and that they are treated fairly in the workplace. Minimum conditions of employment establishes the minimum standards for working hours, rest periods, pay, leave, and other aspects of employment. Regulation of working hours. The BCEA outlines acceptable working hours and provides employees with adequate time for rest. Employment contract requirements. The BCEA encourages written contracts that outline the terms and conditions of employment. 3. Key provisions of the BCEA. Working hours. Normal working hours, 45 hours per week, 9 hours per day, 5 days a week. Overtime. An employee may work up to 10 hours of overtime per week. Overtime must be paid at a rate of 1.5 times the regular hourly wage. Breaks. Employees must be given a 1-hour break for lunch if they work more than 5 hours a day. Rest periods. Employees are entitled to a rest period of 12 consecutive hours between shifts. Wages. Employers are required to pay employees for the work done. Payment intervals. Wages must be paid at least once a month for employees earning more than R205 for 33 annually, or weekly monthly for those earning less. The BCEA ensures that employers provide employees with payslips detailing their earnings and deductions. Annual leave. Employees are entitled to 21 consecutive days of paid annual leave for each year of employment. Leave may be taken in installments, and employees must provide their employer with at least 1 week's notice before taking leave. Sick leave. Employees are entitled to 30 days of paid sick leave over a 3-year cycle. After the first 6 months of employment, sick leave is available for legitimate medical reasons, but a medical certificate may be required for absences longer than 2 consecutive days. Family responsibility leave. Employees are entitled to 3 days of paid family responsibility leave per year to attend to personal matters such as the birth of a child or the death of a family member. Maternity leave. Female employees are entitled to 4 months of unpaid maternity leave. Employees must notify their employer at least 4 weeks before the expected date of birth. The BCEA protects the rights of employees to return to their position after maternity leave. Termination of employment. Notice of termination. Employees or employers must give written notice of termination of the employment relationship. The required notice period depends on the length of service, 1 day to 6 months, 1 week notice. 6 months to 1 year, 2 weeks notice. More than 1 year, 4 weeks notice. Severance pay. If an employee is dismissed due to retrenchment, they are entitled to severance pay, calculated as 1 week's pay for each completed year of service. Employment contracts. Employers must provide employees with written contracts outlining the conditions of employment, including job responsibilities, wages, working hours, and benefits. 4. Exemptions from BCEA. The BCEA allows for certain exemptions where the provisions may not apply, such as for senior managerial employees, employees working in specific industries, or employees covered by a collective agreement. 5. Enforcement of BCEA. Department of Employment and Labor. The BCEA is enforced by the Department of Employment and Labor, which ensures that employers comply with its provisions. Labor Court. If disputes arise between employees and employers, the Labor Court or the Commission for Conciliation, Mediation, and Arbitration (CCMA) can resolve the issues. 6. Conclusion. The Basic Conditions of Employment Act BCEA is crucial in establishing a fair and regulated workplace, providing employees with rights regarding wages, leave, working hours, and other essential conditions of employment. Employers and employees must both adhere to the provisions of the BCEA to ensure a productive, fair, and legally compliant working environment.